Monsters University made $82 million at the box office this weekend. It's another hit for John Goodman and Billy Crystal. John is the voice behind the monster Sully.
I know you're a princess and I'm just a stable boy.
Mom! What are you doing?
Your grubby paw was in my bed.
Were you kissing my hand?
No. And what about you with all your shedding?
I don't shed.
Really?
John Goodman, good morning to you. I have to say that last weekend I took a poll in the studio because it was Monsters versus a Zombie movie, Brad Pitt's movie. I said, who do you think is going to win? Everybody in the studio said Monsters, but I voted for the Zombie, so I apologize to you. Because I thought,
okay.
Well,
if it's that important to you.
Yes, it is that important to me.
I'll take a check.
It is that important to me that I doubted, because here you are playing Sully, who's described as a mammoth teal fur ball adorned with violet spots, horns, and claws.
Yes.
Teal.
Teal.
That's the important word.
Yeah, teal with the spots. But I saw the movie yesterday. I was the oldest person in the theater sitting there, but I saw the movie yesterday. And what struck me about it is the detail in this movie.
That's what Pixar's famous for.
Yeah.
The story, they're so creative and imaginative, and it runs from the top down, from John Lasseter down. Just the love of what they do, and it shows up on screen.
Do you look at it and sometimes forget that's you on there? Did you get all of this? Tell me about that.
I lost it. I started quibbling about choices that vocal choices that I made, and then I just lost myself in the story and just enjoyed it.
Monsters, Inc., you did that 10 years ago with Billy Crystal. Did you think at the time you would come back and do another movie?
At the time, they said that they didn't think there'd be a sequel because there was no really good reason to do one. And then they developed this prequel story, which was really interesting.
Huge opening this weekend. Were you surprised?
I try not to even think about things like that, because it's just so out of my hands and out of my control that I was pleasantly surprised, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
What's the skill to doing an animated character?
You put everything in your body into it. You mean vocally or drawing?
No, the whole thing.
The skill from my end, the only end I can talk about is, in order to make the creatures breathe, I wind up exhausted after doing a 4-hour session, because it just throw your whole body into it and everything you have. Over and over and over and over again. If they're not satisfied, they're satisfied, but they want alternate takes for everything.
And when you're doing it, are you seeing the creature in your own mind? I mean, you visualize.
No, in a funny way. I guess I become him.
Yeah.
So I don't visualize it, but it's odd. One of those things that sounds terrifically boring to everybody out there.
No, but it is.
It's fascinating to me.
Me too.
Is,
That's
John.
right.
It isn't boring at all. But when you look at your career, you've worked with Billy Crystal. You've worked with Denzel in Flight. I love that movie. You've worked with George Clooney. How has working with you helped their careers?
Well, it's advanced them with a rich knowledge of the human condition.
No, because,
I don't know.
No, because I'm playing with you, because you just finished a movie with George Clooney, Monument of Men.
Monuments Men.
Monuments of Men, and you said working with George is like working with a big kid, but in a good way.
In a great way, because he's childlike, not childish. It just, he's got so much energy and creative flow and goodwill that permeates from the top down with everything.
Because you guys were on Roseanne years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
That's what I thought
He
was
had the good
cool
taste to quit the show. And his career suffered ever since.
Yes, I know.
Monuments Men is a great story. I mean, Robert Edsel wrote this book, which is about recapturing lost art to the Nazis during World War II.
Yeah, Mr. Edsel just wrote another one about the Italian campaign as well. Yeah. It's a fascinating story. I knew nothing about, and we were overlooking Berlin the other night, and he was pointing out these mounds where the Nazis had stored some art, and that wound up being destroyed by squatters, people lighting fires, but the Rubens and these massive works of art, and that may have disappeared into Soviet Russia.
Is it different work? Go ahead. That's right.
I was just going to ask you about James Gandolfini, because I know you worked with him on the movie Fallen, and And what are your thoughts on him?
It's a great loss, and a total shock. He's such a sweet guy, and at such a young age. It's a shame.
Too young. Well, John Goodman, congratulations on the movie's success, Monsters. I know my kids and I will be going to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.